Okay, this is the Magnolia Marketplace, Phase 2 retail shops, and the purpose of this video is to explore the scope of the drywall portion of the work. So let's go to the floor plan and check it out and see exactly where the major portion of the metal studs and drywall work is. And as we're looking at the floor plan, you could tell that I've highlighted the metal stud work at the lower portion of the drawing here, and you can see that there are some storefronts here and here, and the drywall work, or the exterior walls rather, are going to be confined to this space right here along this line, and then the interior portion of the work will be these demising walls and this restroom right here. So after looking at this portion of the drawings, you pretty much have to go to the elevations to see what's going on. So let's go on over to the elevations and you can get a good idea of what I did on the takeoff. Okay, so this door right here, door number 2, is this door right here. So we are looking at this wall right here as we look at this elevation right here. And what I did was I broke out the exterior wall here into sections because they're all different heights, and I figured that I'd do it as you would build it in the field. So this would be section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5, section 6, section 7, section 8, and section 9. And as you look at these drawings, or this particular elevation rather, you could see over here I have a grid tool right here that allows me to enter in the spacing of the studs and highlight out my section, and it automatically puts the studs in there for me. And then after it does that, then I go along and I add an end stud at each section. So these are the studs that you're looking at in each section right here. Now these horizontal sections, or the horizontal lines that you're looking at rather, is the bridging that is shown in the structural drawings. So let's go back and check out the wall sections in the structural drawings. And you can see that it is 150 U50-54 bridging at 4 foot on center. So going back to the elevation, you could see that I drew in my bridging on the elevations, and you can't see it right here, but my bridging goes across all the way through this section here and all the way across this way. And of course I do the same thing in these sections right here. Going back to the floor plan, you could see that right here at this J window right here, that's where my metal stud work ends, right there. And the reason why I have it broken out into 2 sections right here is because of the different heights. This right here would actually be 2 sections of metal stud wall. Okay, so after I did the exterior walls, I went back to the floor plan And I took off the demising walls right here in green, and then there's this restroom right here, 4-inch walls right here, and a 6-inch plumbing wall along the back, and ran those up to the deck. And just for quick reference, let's go check out the framing, the roof framing drawing, and you could see that the joists run this way. So you're going to have one wall running parallel with the joists right here. You can see that column right there. That's the same column that you're looking at right there. And then the next column that's reference is right here. And if we go back, you could see that column right here. So this particular wall will be running and actually hitting the bottom of the joist right along this line right here. Okay, so going back to the structural drawings, you can see that there's a canopy right here, and that canopy has some cold form framing in there right along here in between these beams. So we go check out that detail, and that's right here, this framing right here. Okay, and then also you could see, not in this section, but there's another section that shows plywood. Okay, in this section right here is where you can see the plywood. So you have this framing right here that runs in between these beams, and then you have plywood both on top and the bottom of that canopy. So that's picked up back here in my structural drawings right here. Okay, so now I have my exterior metal stud walls, I have my interior metal stud walls, and now I'm going after my sheathing. So there's all my sheathing right there, and that is exterior sheathing on the facade, on the exterior side of the facade. And then you have backside sheathing, which is between the top of the roof and the top of the parapet wall, which is shown in the blue right there. That's the back side of the parapet wall. So that would be shown back here on the structural drawings, and it's not shown on the structural drawings. So let's go find it on the building sections. There it is right there. One of these notes, here we go. Over 5/8 plywood. So plywood on the back side of the parapet wall. Okay, so back to the elevations. Okay, front side plywood and back side plywood. Oops. Backside plywood. Okay. Okay, just FYI, all of these walls right here are CMU and either brick veneer or just straight CMU with metal panels. So here's CMU with brick veneer, and I believe that these are CMU with metal panels. No, CMU exterior wall painted. No metal stud work from this point all the way here, along this section right here, and along this whole section right here. Okay, so with that behind us, then we attack the drywall. Alright, so the interior drywall, boom, on all of the perimeter CMU walls. Okay, interior drywall on both sides of the demising walls, interior drywall both sides of the bathroom walls, and then interior drywall over the top of the storefront. And let me find that. And here's a section showing interior drywall right here over the top of the storefront to the bottom of the tube steel. Bottom of tube steel. Gypsum on interior side, shown to the bottom of the tube steel only. I see no drywall above the tube steel, above 10 foot 10. Okay, going back to the elevations, let's pick up the bat insulation. Everything in that layer is bat insulation up to the deck. And that pretty much completes the rundown on the drywall scope, the metal stud and drywall scope of the work for the Magnolia Marketplace shell project.